The other cow is just going to drop out of the sky. So you got one cow left, floating in the air.
Can we just murder a cow? Was that what just happened?
Yeah. One cow is gone.
Roll high and subscribe.
What you see is a floating island up above, and there are cows falling from that island, and you hear some murmurings you hear a couple voices chattering, but you can't make it out, just yelling. You hear the word cows and stuff, and you hear some mooing cows. That's pretty much it. And I think that Turgan is on the ship with
the Bellevue.
The Bellevue, and he's on the ship with I guess I won't put out the models because it's too much work, but I think Turgan has the orcs Cog, Slog, and Sagaboo. I just have those names here. I think that they have I don't think they died.
I guess Sagaboo is
Well,
what
Frog is short for Sagaboo, or something like that.
Yeah. And then on your ship, Chris, you have a bunch of the priests. So
there are a whole other list.
There are cows descending on you slowly. In front of the ship, there are 4 of them that you can see, and there is your first floating island on this adventure that you see.
Quick, get the harpoons, catch the cows. That's our food.
With a harpoon.
Or
do we need harpoons? Or can we, I guess harpoons are fine. Yeah, sure.
Do we have harpoons?
I don't know.
Well, what's the plan? How are you going to use the harpoon to hear it?
Well, I'm going to grab a rope and tie it off to the deck. And then I'm going to take the other end of the rope and tie it off to this spear that I have. And I'm going to huck this spear as hard as I can at a cow.
Well,
are you trying to penetrate? Or
yes.
Go ahead, Blue Butt.
Right. So, okay, they're held up by balloons, you said?
The parachutes. They're slowly.
The parachutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't we position the ship under them, and I'll just use my laser pistol to cut all the ropes, and then they'll fall into the deck.
Oh, that worked.
Better have fresh cows than speared dead cows.
All right. Okay. Who wants to do this? And Turgan, are you interested in catching cows on your ship? Because you can also give commands.
Oh, I can? Okay. Then hell yeah. Of course I want to catch cows.
We'll get these 2. You get those 2.
Okay. All right. So, Booterbot, you are going to you're going to position the ship underneath, and you are going to, which I don't think the ship will just take the action to slowly go underneath 2 of them.
Stag will help use his turns to help guide the ship as a captain.
Okay. And Booterbot, you're going to take out your pistol and you're going to shoot one of these, or I guess both of these cows. So go ahead and give me a dex save, I guess, if you're going to. Or dex.
Maybe I should have picked something else. Oh well. Do I have a cantrip I could use? Let's change it from something that's dex save to I could do my acid splash on the parachutes instead. How does that sound?
Acid splash.
Okay, I
don't know.
No, because
I give
you hurl a bubble of acid. It only, they must be within 5 feet of each other. But I'd be aiming for the parachutes, not them. How do you feel about that as an idea?
That's fine. You do it. It depends on how So you're going to create. Is this your cantrip you have?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to create a acid bubble in the middle of the lower portion of the. Actually, I guess one portion of the parachute, because there's just going to be 2. Cow's going to have a strap, and the ropes are going to be parachuting down. So,
can your acid splash split into hit 2 targets?
It can, yeah.
Within 5 feet, so you split and hit both things of the parachute.
Parachute, yeah.
I still think you're going to have to roll me.
Or I could just fly and go
catch them.
The fucking parachutes.
But a cantrip you can do multiple times without.
Yeah, a cantrip you can do multiple times, and it doesn't have
That's fine.
It doesn't have us.
The 2 cows are going to fall, and they are cows. So they are
Quick,
going to
everyone get them. We're gonna have a bunch of people trying to wrangle these 2 cows.
This is going to be hilarious. So I'll try to do this as quickly as possible. Geraldo and Martin are going to be told by Greek, go catch those cows. And Geraldo and Martin are going to stand there like this underneath. And the cow weighs a lot, and it is falling without a parachute now. So 2 things are going to happen. They're going to roll for
we lose 2 crew members.
They're going to roll for a strength save. Yeah, I don't know. And I'll just make it. And that's 1. And that's the other. So how would you like to describe this crushing Buddhabot? Describe this fail on Geraldo. Cow smashes into him. What happens to his body there? Because he failed that strength save.
He tries and go on, like he's trying to catch it, and he just gets flattened with reaching style. I guess it's not a cow.
And then the cow is going to roll his dex save of a natural 20, dude. The cow lands, boom.
The cow is going to fucking tumble, like
right,
tumble after.
Right on top of Geraldo. I think Geraldo is out for the count right now.
More than likely.
And then the other one catches the cow. He somehow catches it softly. The cow's going to make a dex save and fail with a 6, and it's going to break 2 of its legs. So you have 1 moo there. The other one's perfect. Turgan, how are you getting these cows in?
Do I have harpoons I can shoot?
Yes, you can.
Okay. And can I get assistance from any of the crew members on my ship?
You sure can.
Slogan Sagawu.
Yeah, who would you like to name? Yeah, Slogaboo's going to say, I'll help you.
All right, just take game. And then, let me know when I can.
Yeah, you got to roll a dex for the hand throwing of the harpoon at the cow. Are you trying to pierce it, or are you trying to, get its... How are you trying to wheel it in?
Yeah, I'm trying to, pierce it and wheel it.
Pull it in? Okay.
Yeah. So, straight dex, or is it I don't know.
Let's see.
Athletics, acrobat.
You can do athletics if you'd like.
Okay.
I think what the orc is going to do is going to follow your lead. So whatever you do, he's going to do. So acrobatics is fine.
Automatics. 13.
Okay. So the harpoon hits the cow, and I'm going to do 8. The orc is going to throw his spear and miss with the 8, and it's going to hit the parachute, and that cow is going to start falling really fast. Your cow is going to take some damage. Let's hope you didn't kill it. So you hit it. You rolled a 16, you said?
13.
13. Oh, you missed. No, you missed. I'm sorry. And that cow is going to be continuing to float down. The other cow is just going to drop out of the sky. So you got 1 cow left, floating in the air.
Did we just murder a cow? Was that what just happened?
Yeah. 1 cow is gone.
Try to hit it again.
All right, you can try it. I'll give you advantage on this one since it's almost outside the ship, next to the ship.
Oh. Yeah, I just rolled a 1.
All right,
1.
so that one. Also, the two failed spears. The cow drops kaput. Boom. It just falls and falls. So you murdered 2 cows. The other ship, however, has 1 cow, and you see this floating island, and there are voices, and you hear, "Move on, get the cows."
Okay.
Do I see any people after hearing the voices a couple times?
Are you guys getting closer to this? Are you sailing towards it because you're away in the
How far away is that?
I don't know. It's probably 20 feet above you.
Oh, yeah. After we catch the cows, I'll start rising up to see what's up there.
All right. So you get up there, and what you see is a small, almost as big as the ship, island. And there are 2 inhabitants on that ship. And they are dressed in, I don't know.
Yellow robes.
The island has just 1 green pasture, small. and it has a cow on it.
Hello there. Are you all doing okay?
Move on, look! One of the cows, he sees.
Oh, we have a second one. It fell over and broke a couple legs, I think. Are these yours?
They are. They are our
Uh,
cows.
How'd they get lost?
We always give praise to Skyzel the Great. And during our last prayer, one of the cows mooed, and he got frustrated. You know, Skyzel, I'm sure you've heard of him. He gets frustrated when people interrupt the chants, praising him. You know, he's not a god, but he likes to be treated like one. And so, the elemental being Skyzel, he's hard to please. You must know of him, traveling in these skies.
I have not had the pleasure of learning of his existence, but I'm glad I spoke with you, because if we do run into him, if we were to greet him any other way in the ways you've instructed us, I know it would end poorly for us, so thank you.
You're very welcome.
Here, Booter, I think we can return one of these cows to them.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you.
I feel like you either got to return both of them or neither, right?
I mean, we do have the dead one on the other boat. The other ship that we're not talking about.
Well, so the purpose of the cows was to be a sacrifice.
Oh,
And
was
the
it
purpose of the wasn't it?
supposed to be a sacrifice?
Well, Skyzel certainly loves a good sacrifice.
Then you're right, Booter, that we must let them be the sacrifice. All right, well, I guess we will take care of these cows for you. What were your names, by the
Well,
way?
and I am Wispin.
Wispin?
We are monks that give praise to Skyzel, Lofton, Boomcloud, Sproing Cloud, the Great Puff.
Okay, hold on. And he'll make them repeat that name about 5 times so that he can...
Skyzel, Lofton, Boomcloud, Spoing Cloud, the Great Puff.
Okay.
You hear that? Skyzel, Lofton, Boomcloud, Sproing Cloud, the Great Puff. The island starts to vibrate just a little bit. The wood on your ship also starts to vibrate just a little bit. The wind seems to pick up just a little bit underneath you and push everything vertically up.
Maybe don't say his name so many more times.
No, he's the one you need. Where are you guys journeying to? Movan's gonna say, you, dwarf over there. Where are you headed off to?
It's meta. I forget which one. We're looking for crystals, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
I don't know the area.
these are the people that might know where we can get the crystals, but we do have Hisik Orfelt somewhere.
What are these crystals called again?
They are called ethereal crystals, I think. Ethereal crystals, we're gonna call them.
We are looking for some ethereal crystals. You know where they are?
Why, sure. We have them here.
What?
We give a chant. We give a chant to Skyzel Lofton. My friend here, Movan, this is Wispin talking. We are not so friendly and trusting of, the sky is a very dangerous place. There's a lot of mischief and not a lot of people you can trust. But you guys look like you are in search of some crystals, yes?
Yes, definitely.
Well, when we give this chant and make a sacrifice to Skyzel, sometimes he opens up his door here. Door here sort of
This
comes to
portal?
being. This door here comes out of the ground, a staircase. And down below, you can certainly find some crystals.
That sounds good to me.
But be careful of the wind down there. It's quite fierce.
But I think that's what we're looking for.
Would you like for us to
Well,
summon
you-
said door?
what do you
Only-
say,
You
Booter?
have to.
Kurgan?
You'd have to go ahead and recite the Shrizel.
The skies
the
all lost
chant?
to blue clouds, foreign cloud, the great puff chant.
Yes, of course. You don't know?
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I don't know. I'm down to play ball with whatever you listen to. But what do you think, Turgan?
I don't want to say your stupid chant. Give me your goddamn crystals. I got money.
Well, I can't get to them until we sacrifice. You said you have one of our cows. I can't kill my own last cow, but you didn't have one.
Let's give him the cow that we got fucked up.
The broken leg ones?
Yeah.
Let's give him that guy.
Okay, well, let's use this as a sacrifice.
Okay, now
Well, I would be honored to learn the ritual. I'm working on a ritual myself, so it's always exciting to learn other cultures' rituals to see how it might help me.
I'm gonna say like under my breath, but audibly, like nerds.
Yeah, that is correct.
okay, take a sword out and slit that throat of that cow, and repeat after me. Oh, Skyzel Puff, blow me, you poof and bounce.
Oh, Skyzel Puff, blow me or boozle bounce.
I'm
And-
laughing. Louis Dame too.
Do you? What do? You kill the
I killed the cow.
moo. Blood shoots out all over the ground, and all of a sudden, the skies turn a little dark, and you see this massive tornado cloud erupt on the plank. Oh, he's here! He's here! This tornado cloud of funnel is oddly not sucking, but it is monstrous and huge. And this massive cloud of smoke erupts, huge winds blowing, and for a moment it seems like the ships are going to float away and blow away, but something is keeping it put. But all you feel is the wind. The wind blows by your face, but your legs are standing put. It's a very awkward feel. And then out of this cloud blowing everything but the priests and the cow off vanish, and he says, "Ha! Behold the door. You gentlemen will be able to find what you are looking for below. Enjoy. Again, watch the winds."
We'll walk to the door.
How are you docking your ships?
We're gonna tie them up side to side.
You're going to tie both ships to each other, and then how are you going to tie it to? Are you gonna
The
lasso it?
island?
Okay, yeah, just so I know for future.
Well, is there any?
you have
You said
crew.
there's a s-
You have crew.
Yeah, they're gonna stay on the boat. But
Okay.
is there anything secure, like large on the island, the rock? Is there like a big piece of stone?
There's a cow.
Is there a structure?
Not really. It's just the grass. It's just grass to
Okay,
just
Hold
a flat
on.
plain.
I will take care of this.
Oh boy, here we go.
Stag cracks his fingers. Where is it? Where's my damn abilities? I have too much shit on this guy. Oh, no, it'll last 4 hours.
I don't
What are you
know.
trying to do, Chris? You're going to cast something for
I was
several
gonna
hours?
I was gonna make a large object that lasts for 4 hours that we could tie off to.
Oh.
So now that's perfect. So you just pick a, whatever you want to do.
So I'm gonna
Do you have something
create a
time
giant. No, well, that's an idea I had, but
That's a great idea.
yeah, then our ships float away after 4 hours. We're stuck here on the island. I got an idea. Kurgan, do you have a spear?
I do.
Okay,
There's plenty of spears on the ships.
okay. We can.
Harpoons, that is.
I learned this from
Oh,
an old.
A harpoon.
Yeah, well, I learned this from a trick from an old friend. So you take 3 of these harpoons and you jam them into the ground, right? And then you take this rope and you run them between the 3 of them, 3 posts, and it like locks it up like a nice knot. It gives it some added.
Yes, that works.
Mushroom Forest Act 8, Part 4. You learned that from Matt. Okay, fine. Cool. Okay, inspiration for you for remembering that. Okay. Probably like about 2.5 hours into that episode. Okay, so you're gonna tether it. You're gonna bash it into the ground there and tie them together and create a stronger, like
Anchor point.
anchor
yeah.
point. Very cool.
So and we'll turn I'll say we'll do 2 of those and have both ships lashed together and each ship lashed to one of those.
Okay. And it's going to be tight. That's fine.
Yeah.
So hold on. One ship is
Right.
tied to another ship, which is tied to the
Yeah, we're gonna have 2 anchors, and each ship has their own anchor, but both
Okay,
ships
cool.
are also tied
Alright,
to each
very cool.
other.
All right. You get a cool point because I was going to have something horrible happen, but you avoided it. Okay, very cool. All right, the doors open. They look at you and they say, and I'm assuming you guys can deboard. They're saying, "Go on, enjoy. Your fruits of labor will give you what you seek. But just remember, the wind can be mischievous. And always remember, the skies will chant. If you can always call out for him. He's a little chaotic, though. If he appears, be nice." And there's an entrance and there's a stairway that goes down into the ground.
I'll turn, yell to Greek, "You're in charge. Don't let anything happen to the ships." Or Sprock's out there too. Sprock, keep an eye on Greek.
He looks at you with his alien face and says, "Hmm." And who are you leaving in charge of your ship, Turgan? Remember, you have those orcs, and they're you just killed their guys. They're a little, I don't know if they're exactly trust.
Yeah, I don't trust. I definitely don't trust orcs.
Do you want
But-
Sprock to go over to your ship?
Yeah, I'll just have, since he's not here right now. Yeah, I'll just have him as like the foreman.
Okay. Sprock is
Sprock,
gonna
if
be-
you get hungry, you know what to do.
That's hilarious. Sprock is definitely, I'm going to roll one of these. Sprock is definitely going to need to feed. Okay. All right. So you guys are okay with sacrificing an orc. All right. Are you guys entering? Because I've created. Dun, dun,
Yes.
dun.
It's
Hey,
more an intimidation tactic to keep the orcs in line.
listen, we've had a lot of wandering around, not doing much, and I created a dungeon. You guys walk down this staircase, and it is very long staircase, very long. And it's cold, and you can all hear the wind blowing gently, a gently cold breeze. And as you get closer and closer, it sort of warms up, becomes a little bit moist. And when you finally get in, you look around and you see a marble platform, and it's suspended over a mist. And there is a statue that stands there. And Chris, give me a who's walking down first? Probably not. I wouldn't mention. I guess you guys can all give me a nature check.
Nature. Not terrible. A 6.
Okay. You see a large statue, Chris.
Ooh,
I got a 17.
just what I've been looking for, a statue.
And Booterbot, what did you roll? You tethered the boats and you walked down some stairs.
To the Mr. Von Cloud's Island.
Yes, there was a stair. You did a chant.
What am I rolling?
You are rolling a nature check. There's a large statue. I want to see if you know what it is of.
Oh, yeah, there's a decent chance. Go, nature check, go. I got a 20. So, yeah, tell me what's up.
You recognize this to be a statue of a sky elemental. And as you three get down on it, onto the marble platform, the wind roars and echoes through the cave. And you hear and you can see the statue, and it begins to glow. And as it glows, it lights up on the wall behind it the phrase, "Only those lighter than arrogance may pass."
Well,
Then air can pass?
Only those lighter than arrogance may pass.
air or arrogance?
Arrogance.
Like arrogance, like ARROGANCE.
Yeah, like arrogance. Like you're an arrogant douche is how I would use that in a sentence.
So lighter than arrogance. That's interesting.
Yes.
So, humor? Comedy?
I feel like this was a good one for Stag if it's that. Yeah.
So, tell a joke. I haven't had to do some stand-up comedy in years.
So what are you going to do? What are you trying to do, Chris?
Well, lighten the mood a little bit. Tell a joke. Oh, wait, do I have...
Maybe
Oh,
we need
yeah,
to be
I-
humble. But I want to see you try and fell Joe purpose. I think this is a good idea.
This is Stag you're talking about. So,
The great
Stag-
strike. He can do anything.
the great chaotic Stag slowly walks up to the statue. Three men walk into a bar, into a tunnel. A robot, a dwarf, and a beautiful, gorgeous satyr. The robot says, "Hey, look, that's a statue." And I turn to him and say, "No, that's my new friend, Billy Bob." What, that's not a good joke? Man, that's why I stick to poetry and music and not comedy.
So I think where you might have gone wrong there, Stag, is how handsome you were. You're supposed to be the opposite of arrogant, I think.
All of a sudden,
but
no,
this
that is not the answer to this riddle. And the wind blows very, very hard in all directions. Each player is going to have to make me a strength save.
Sorry.
I will make this roll in a second. You can roll for me, Spence.
Roll for you. Okay, Booterbot, you fail your dex save or your strength save with a 8,
Yeah, I definitely fail that.
and you are
I
going to
fail with a 9,
be pushed
but
back.
I'm gonna use my favor by the gods.
Turgan,
Nice.
what's your strength?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just
This wind just erupts. Failed at the riddle.
Oh god, fat fingers.
The fuck?
Fat finger tonight. Watch out.
Oh my god, I got a 1. I rolled a 1 plus a 7. Oh,
Yes, Turgan fails the strength save and can't harpoon a cow. Let's mark that down. Boom. We failed. Blows off the platform. And I'll describe what happens to everyone when that happens. Chris.
So I rolled a 9, but I used my favored by the gods. Rolling a 2d4 because I assume a 9 would fail. So plus a 7 for that, so a 16.
You just make it, and it only pushes you 20 feet. The other two guys, you guys are going to fall onto some sharp objects. There's a
God.
platform underneath this mist of wind and cloud, and you fall onto it, and you are going to take 3d6 piercing damage,
oh no.
which is 8 piercing damage. And the platform raises you back up to the level that you're on, level with the marble platform. And the wind is going to die down after that, and it's going to repeat itself. Only those lighter than arrogance may pass.
All right, Stag, let me try this time.
Well, I'm not the one who fell off the platform.
You're the one who angered the wind god.
I'm
Um,
sorry, I tell bad jokes.
I'm gonna go up to the whatever you want to call it, statue, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give myself flying with my flying boots, and then I'm going to say, truthfully, I think that I am probably the least consequential party member here on early morning. I believe that I would, and kind of, I found these people, in the Underdark. They brought me to their time, but I am just a humble robot from the past, and I contribute where I can.
The wind again. That is not the answer we are looking for. And Booterbot, give me an insight check before you make these
All right.
strength saves. Again, everyone, if everyone wants to roll me a strength save, they certainly can. Right now, because you're going to have to. I decided I'm not going to go easy on anyone and let them pass.
I got a one. Jesus Christ.
On your insight check.
Oh, that was the strength save. Sorry.
So the strength save. you can-
Insight check. A 3. I am fucking rolling donkeys. Today. Holy shit.
The other two guys, you guys can give me, you know what? Give me your Booterbot. You go flying off in this direction now, and you're going to take some damage. Chris, what'd you get on your strength save?
17.
You move back 20 feet. Turgan.
Do you want my other one or the new
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, the new one.
Oh god, a 10.
You get blown back again. You guys are both, the guys who fell off, Booterbot and Turgan, are going to take now 9, 10, 11 piercing damage as you fall, kaplunk, and this thing raises you back up to the level and it's going to say to Chris, since you're standing there looking at this statue, give me an insight check, Chris.
Okay.
All right, before the next round of this fucking shenanigans, I'm gonna give myself Guardian Armor Defensive Field, which I should have done last time.
Ooh.
A 12.
You have an epiphany in your mind, Chris, that arrogance, the meaning in this context, is quite literal. Letting go lightens your burden.
Letting
Your
go.
burden. Only
All right.
those lighter than arrogance may pass. Letting go lightens your burden.
As the other guys pop off the platforms, I'll say this out loud to them. What if we give it some gold? It's lightening our burden.
How much gold are you throwing down?
How much gold do I have? I don't have much.
What
I have 0 gold.
What else do you have?
I'm looking. I will take out my disguise kit or my makeup bag.
You
I'll put
actually hold dear to you, don't you?
Yes, I do. And I'll put that at the feet of the statue.
The other two characters, Turgan and Booterbot, Chris go over and drop something that he is holding dear to him next to the statue, and the wind seems to calmly listen to Chris.
Dude,
I think
Only those lighter than arrogance may pass. Arrogance being lightened her load.
Ooh. We'll lighten our load. What does that mean?
oh, like, keep your pants on there.
I'm just, trying to get clarification.
It's not that kind of a statue.
No, but for real, I'm
What do you got on?
gonna Dana drop like my axe or something. I'm already practically naked. I'm like a fucking
Do you
barbarian. I don't.
do you
I
have,
got like an axe. I have an axe, 2-hand axes, and javelins.
do you have a braid of hair?
I have 2 going down my beard.
Would you want to give part of one?
No, it's like my lifeblood right there.
Booterbot, what do you think?
You can take my hand axes, but you can't take my braids.
Okay.
what do you
So,
like? do you
so
think
Turgan,
it's-
what are you putting down?
I'll put down a hand axe.
Okay. Wind starts to glow. Listen, it sounds like it's listening next to you.
a crossbow. I'll put my crossbow down.
Okay. As soon as you put down the crossbow, a platform emerges from behind the statue, and it's a bridge leading to somewhere else.
Before we go, I might not find another statue. Beautiful wind elemental. I'll look on it. Is there a name or any inscription in there?
Give me a investigation check.
13.
On it, some language. What are you proficient at reading? Or
Common and primordial.
You see in Primordial, it says, bound by tempests, flame tied in stone. Only those who wield balance should praise Geisel.
Okay. I'll call you. You're not the Great Puff. You're the Mini Puff. And I'll tap my hand on it, and animate the statue. It becomes animated for an hour.
All right, so you have a floating statue of
Yep.
a wind elemental going with you.
All right. Let's go, little
Wow.
Farch.
Okay. So you're walking towards the next room. As you get closer down this pathway, next to you is just wind howling. And as you go about 20, 30 feet in front of you, the fog seems to be shifting a little bit with each movement and sound of the wind. And as it clears up towards the end of the pathway, you can see that you are actually walking on a wide pathway, and you cannot even see. It's pitch black. You can't even see how far it goes down. And as you're walking, Chris, I'm assuming you're leading, your statue is floating,
Yep, it floats.
and it just nicks as you see in front of you there's a doorway, and as you enter, it nicks a little bit of the side of the doorway, and a rock crumbles, and you don't hear it fall. You don't hear it land. That's how far down it is. And you enter this room in front of you. It's a circular shaped room. The wind blows through, and there on the wall you see Chris as you enter. Turgan, give me a perception check.
Alrighty. 1 second. 17.
On the wall, circular walls, there are 10 stone mouths in this evenly spaced through this doomed room, each whispering a phrase. It's whispering. You can't quite make it out from where you're standing.
Can I get closer? Okay. I'm going to get closer until I can make out what they're saying.
You get closer, it says, and as you get closer, it says to you, "Where are you from?"
Hi, I'm from the Wandering Mountains. Where are you from?
And then the one mouth that you're talking to stops moving, and Chris, the one closest to you, starts to whisper,
The hell is this place? I'll get a little bit closer to try and understand what it's saying.
That sounds like jazz, like skibbity doo bop.
and you get closer as well.
Yeah, I get closer.
This one
I'll
laughs. This one laughs at you, and then it stops talking. Booterbot, you see another one start whispering closest to you.
Is there some kind of check I could do on this?
Yes. Give me a insight check.
What about investigation or perception or arcana or anything that uses it?
You can give me an arcana check.
All right, arcana it is. Roll the fucking 2. So it's a 10. I don't think that's very good.
This mouth seems as if it's speaking to you.
Oh, wait. I have something for this. I recently got like the Fey Touched Comprehend Languages. But I'm going to use that on myself.
Okay.
And so, yeah. Use Comprehend Languages on myself, and then can I understand what they're saying now?
So you want to understand the language that they're talking to you.
Yeah.
The mouth.
But you can still hear it.
Yeah, anything I can hear, I can understand the literal meaning of, is what it says.
And everyone in the room hears this. Statues floating there. But Booterbot, you hear this mouth saying, it even looks at you in a different, eerie way. I don't know. Say it, I don't know.
Did that help anyone else? I really know what to do with that.
You don't know. Get it?
Booterbot, the other
I'm
mouths
kidding.
in the room start whispering. The other two, Stag and Turgan, you hear coming from all around all 10 mouths. But Booterbot, all you hear are the different mouths and different voice saying, say it, I don't know. I don't know, say it, I don't know.
I say out loud, I don't know.
The mouths stop moving. Everyone is going to do a dex save. Or you can do do dex save.
Okay.
All right.
That's a good one for that.
Maybe I want to roll like a donkey right now. Let's see. Oh, it's a 2.
You can do acrobatics, you can do athletics, whichever one. You rolled a 2, Booterbot? God, you guys
I
are
rolled above 3 tonight. It's been like 6 roll.
I got a natural 20 for Stag, or 26.
What about your statue, Chris?
I'm rolling that now. He's a +2. He got a natural 1, so a 3.
Okay. You are going to take half of this. Turgan, what'd you get?
Well, it's for what kind of roll?
And
So you only want athletics.
yeah, sure.
A 16.
Okay. Turgan and Booterbot, actually Turgan and Stag, sorry. You guys are going to take half 14, so you take 7 thunder damage. And the room is also going to take 14 thunder damage, but 10 was the number it needed. And a door is going to fall off, leading to the next room. As the mouths stop whispering, they get quieter, and the wind seems to flow out of this room towards the next area. And when you get to the wall collapses, There seems to be a small little path that opens up into a wider room, and it's only let me see where the description is in this room. The wind howls fierce as you approach the chasm, and all you can see are feathers floating around this room. There's a small little, like, ledge that you can stand on.
Before we go too far, are you guys okay with waiting a few moments here so I can make sure that we're all okay before we go racing off into this chasm ahead?
Yeah, sure.
We have 10 minutes?
You and your statue friend? You don't have like a...
No, well, I
Like,
just need to give you a little speech.
Hmm,
I'll start.
Yeah, sure.
I'll start describing how all the beneficial things that are related to Glutterbot and all the cool upgrades you have, all the positive qualities that Turgan brings to our group and to follow along, and describe the beauty in the statue and all the places that we can hold hands and hang on to it, and better ways to communicate as we're fighting out there. So after that 10 minutes, we each get 16 temporary hit points.
So essentially, brooms were useless then. Don't worry, I'll get back. What about the statue? Does the statue get anything?
Yeah, I guess the 16 temporary hit points too.
Really? Nicely done. That's a little...
Read the statue?
No, yeah, I would think so.
You hear a screech. There's a small pathway leading outside of this room, and then nothing. You can see, Chris, give me a perception check.
Okay.
So just like before, you see just an open darkness in front of you. The wind blowing.
A dirty 20.
You can make out there are raised platforms a little bit further to your left. There's one in front of you, and there seems to be that there's another massive structure in the furthest distance.
Okay. So I'll slowly hold the statue's hand as it floats behind me and tap my foot. Actually, no, using my cane, my club, to tap the ground in front of me to see if it's solid before I walk on it.
Yes, it seems to be
And out in
solid.
front of the end of this, at the cloud, I'll poke to see if there's anything out in front of it.
So you're going down to see if... Are you trying to... Yeah, you poke and give me a... There's nothing. You don't feel anything.
Anything to the left and to the right?
To the right of you, there's nothing. But to the left, you see that these feathers that are floating in the air, every now and then they scrape and roll, they blow by. It looks like they hit something and blow by. So there's something it's hitting.
Okay.
And one sort of lands in front of you and seems to just float as if it's on the ground, and it brushes right up to your foot.
Dag will smile. He'll poke his cane out there. Assuming it's hard, he'll turn the rest of the group, smile, and take a step towards that space.
You feel as if you are on a crickety-crackety bridge. You can't see it. The only thing that you can see occasionally, every now and then, are these feathers that float over this bridge.
Okay. How's the wind? Like, can my statue float next to me?
The wind is calm at the moment.
Okay. My statue float, like, within 5 feet of me as I slowly start to traverse on this bridge. So, like, feeling my way forward with my foot before stepping into stuff.
What do you describe that again?
So I'm holding on to... Are there ropes on the side, or it just seems like only a
Yes,
foot?
you feel the invisible magic ropes on your side.
So I'll hold onto the ropes on the side and, like, reach a foot forward, making sure there's something there, and then step forward a little bit, slowly creeping forward on this thing.
Okay. You're going to use your full movement?
Yeah, half my move because I'm going stealthily,
Okay.
slowly.
I'm going to say to get everyone involved and progress through, I think we
Yep.
should just do initiative.
Yeah,
And give
Sounds
everyone
good.
some turns. because it's going to get a little weird here. Stag
2.
Stag will go, I think. Stag.
I'll go last.
Yeah, you can go last since you went. Booterbot, you got a 2. And
One.
Turgan, higher than a 2?
7.
Hey, nice. 2-7. Nice. Okay, so Turgan, what you see is Stag investigating the ground. It looks like he's standing on air almost, and just where he's standing, occasionally there's a feather that floats by and can make out a little bit of the bridge pathway, the magical bridge pathway of sorts that he is standing on. And that's what you see. It's your turn. You do whatever you want to do.
It's Turgan's turn? Okay. Let's see. So where exactly are we at right now?
So you are standing at the circular room with all the mouths that were screaming that gave you thunder damage. When the thunder damage happened, a portion of the wall cracked open, and it looked like it leads to a smaller path outwards. That path is more of a very small pillar, a couple pillars stacked next to each other, and Stag has found that there seems to be some sort of magic bridge invisible magic bridge that he is standing on right now in the middle of, trying to make his way towards the larger structure, essentially.
Right, but am I able to see him walk on this?
Yeah, you can see him walk on it. What he's standing on seems to be an invisible, rackety, his body's moving, but as the wind in the area blows around, feathers can sort of make out the lay of the land for you.
You're going to try to attempt to follow him?
You can see him holding on to the ledge, so you're going to walk out onto the invisible platform as well.
Yeah.
And I guess Booterbot, that's what you're going to do as well.
I'll yell behind you. Go slow. It feels rickety.
But would you want like an athletics or an acrobatics type of roll?
The wind is going to pick up every turn. So once Booterbot does his turn, we're going to be doing some saves and stuff.
Okay.
And if I roll a high enough, maybe an encounter of sorts. Booterbot, what are you doing? You see them standing on this floating magic invisible bridge. There are feathers.
I am going to use my winged boots and get myself flying.
Damn, son. Look at you go, girl.
Fly over to Stag.
Okay. As you're standing up there, Booterbot, or you're hovering up there, those on the bridge, give me a dex save. The wind picks up a strong gust, blows you in one direction.
13.
That's a fail. And Turgan.
Athletics?
Yeah, sure.
29.
That's excellent. Stag, you fall off. Boom. You land on something hard and heavy. You're going to take 8 bludgeoning damage. And this rock that you feeling object that you landed on seems to be condensed, pressurized air, and as it lifts you back up onto the to the level where the guys are at, you realize that you've landed on nothing more than an elemental, a wind elemental. Wow, this is what this needs here. And it says to you in wind, "Who disturbs my slumber in this cavern of winds?"
It is I, Stag, the humble poet of the great Skyzel, Lofton, Boom Cloud, Sporn Cloud, the Great Puff, here to offer great stories and honor and respect with our companions.
This guy's initiative is a 7. Wow, tied with Turgan. The wind elemental is going to attack. But thank you for that introduction. That was very nice.
Okay.
He is going to look at you and say, "I don't care who you are. Suffer the consequences of waking me in my slumber." And he's going to attack you with a slam. He is massive. He's a large elemental. And he is going to slam both you and your who's standing next to you, Booterbot. One slam each. Since you guys are standing close, and
Oh,
that is
Am I close? I'm right next to Stag, right?
yeah,
Sentinel
floating.
attack. Sentinel attack would trigger then, right?
Yes. Is that a reaction?
it would.
Is that your reaction?
It is my reaction. Yes.
Okay. He attacks Stag first with a 21,
Yep, that will hit me.
and that is going to
Just barely.
one, and just barely. Wow, I got a one. Now I'm going to take your like, you guys have given me the low die sickness now.
Good.
You're going to take 5 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, yeah.
And then
It's contagious tonight, this low die.
are you flaming? You flaming me too, right?
Yeah. And
But you get your attack off first.
Okay. I rolled. I'll swing with tranquility because tranquility just seems better than. That's 13. Does that hit?
No, just misses.
All right. Now you hit me, yeah?
He rolled an 18.
I have 21 armor class. So I'm good.
He misses. It's Turgan's turn. Turgan, you are separated. Actually, you're right next to Stag, right in front of Stag. And his statue, sorry. You see this wind elemental.
Can I even attack a wind elemental?
Try.
Did they take physical?
Yeah.
He's got resistance.
Okay. They have like no spells at all. So, I mean, I can attempt to get in front of Stag and take a swing, I guess.
Yell at the wind.
Yeah.
He's within 5 feet of you. So you can.
Yeah, you can swing at him.
Yeah, all right. So is this a disadvantage then, or?
Any damage would just be halved from the resistance. That's what it would be.
Okay. All right. 21.
That hits. You also have one of your great axes, right? You only left.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I gave one hand axe away. So 17
17. So
damage.
we'll round that up to 9. Okay. You connect. When you connect with, what are you using? Your hands? Your
My great axe, and
when
then
when you chop, it like goes through a little bit like you chop in wind, but there's like a pressurized feeling of wind as you make contact with something. It takes 9 damage.
okay, I'm gonna pop a rage, and then I'll finish it off with
Popping rages.
a 15 to hit
That also hits.
and 9.
9 will make down to a 5. Okay. Same response. You feel something full there. And it's Booterbot's turn.
All right. I'm right next to him, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, let's just. And he, being an air elemental, is probably resistant to thunder. That feels like a reasonable thing to guess. So I am just going to hit him with tranquility, everyone's favorite thing.
The Tranquility Sword. What does it have?
I
in it?
rolled an 8. It has plus. Well, I missed my first attack. Let me just
Yeah.
swing my second attack. I rolled another 8. I just whiffed. I whiffed
Wow.
everything.
Booterbot, you're
I
just
am-
killing it with those rolls. It's insane.
That's with plus 3 to hit. Both the rolls were actually 5s. I haven't rolled above a 5 yet.
Would you like to say anything to this elemental? I feel like that turn was so short. Maybe you need a little.
I don't know. Like
You're just shocked at how.
you're all bluster and no substance.
Nice. That was very good.
Also, I want to move since I'm flying. I just want to move some with Dag kind of at all times.
Okay. So you're like hovering above him. Oops.
Yeah, just like within 5 feet of him.
Okay. Stag, you're up.
Stag is going to turn, look at this wind elemental, pull out his flute or his dulcimer. Actually, yeah, his. Oh no, he has his lute, his DOS lute, and start playing a little tune.
Oh, good.
And it's fine. I'm just gonna cast. I'll start singing "Dust in the Wind" by Kansas and cast a firebolt at him. We had disadvantage since it's super close. Let's
Okay.
see what I got. Ooh, an 11 probably misses him.
That misses.
Yep. And then I'll have my bonus action, my wind elemental statue flutter behind him and whack him on the back. On the dirty 20 hits him though, probably.
Yes.
For 9 force damage.
Okay. The wind elemental is going to actually. What we're supposed to do here is the wind picks up and it blows a howling gust of wind. Everyone make a save. Athletics, Booterbot, you get advantage since you're flying. Actually, you get disadvantage if you're flying on your.
But I can just recover. Like, I can just fly away and come back.
Correct. So everyone's going to make me their athletics check.
So, do I have advantage?
You'll have disadvantage because there's nothing grounding you to the floor.
Well, my first roll was a 2, and my second roll was a 5. So,
Wow. Okay. Booterbot, you should just throw your dice out. The wind is going to blow you.
19 for me.
Stag, you stay put.
My creature, I'm rolling his. Hold on, he's not good. He had a 9. He gets pushed.
20 feet in this direction. Booterbot, you get pushed 20 feet in this direction. Behind the, actually, you just be right behind the wind elemental, but floating. Turgan, you're fine. Stag,
Stag rolled a 20. Dirty 20.
hunker
That's
down.
athletics.
The thing shakes, you stay put. And your floating statue, stays put.
Blown.
The wind elemental is going to again, this time he's going to move just ever so slightly so that he's right in the middle of Turgan and Booterbot, or he has you right there. He's going to, sorry, not Booterbot, Turgan and Stag. And he's going to, again, he's going to slam you. Turgan with a 3, and he's going to slam Turgan again with a 14.
Both are misses.
He seems to be pissed off. Can't quite get a hold of you yet. Turgan, you're up.
And I'm going to obviously hit him with my Great Axe. And 22.
Yeah, that
And
hits.
then and also a 20. You both make it.
Wow. The 20 damage.
16. No. Those were the both swings for the ace.
They both hit.
And then a 16 and a 13.
That's
Your
the,
damages.
yeah.
Those are my damages. And then I hit him with my shoulder attack again for a 25 to hit. And 8 damage.
This wind elemental, you finally chop through it, and there's no more of that thick pressured wind, and it seems like you just severed it in half, and you hear it falls, thump, and as it falls, it lands on something very similar to the previous room, a floating platform of spikes. And as it lands, it elevates the platform, revealing the carcass of the wind elemental, which is just essentially, upon investigation, just slowly pressurized wind circulating through this corpse of elemental being, I guess is the best way to describe it. You're on this statue. The wind is blowing. Every now and then if you guys stay on the statue, I'll attempt to push you off of it. But the platform rises where he fell off. What are you guys doing?
Continue to go down the bridge.
All right. I will let everyone get to the next pillar, but you'll have to roll me your saves.
You let me. Wait.
Yeah, you're good. You're flying.
On the flying is great.
Seeing Booterbot flying and having fallen off once myself, I'm going to have my statue come nearby and I'm going to climb on top of it and ride my statue.
Nice. Turgan, you're the only one that has to make saves at this point. One save
What
to...
kind of a save?
Well, you're on this bridge and the wind is blowing and all you can see are feathers. It'll have to be either some sort of investigation to watch your way. You can do if you want to try to sprint to get there. You can do a disadvantage. I would say you can do Arcana or Nature to see if there's any patterns in the way that the feathers are blowing across, to see if you can discern your next move. I wouldn't want to do Dex the entire time because that would be a little bit boring. But
I'll do nature.
Okay.
I got a 10.
okay, as you're going
Oh.
through, you are gonna fail this save, and you're gonna fall. You're gonna slip, and you're gonna fall, and you're gonna take. But you're raged, so I'm assuming this is halved. 9 piercing damage, and as you do, a very familiar platform rises up. As soon as you hit it, you take your damage, and it lifts you up back to the level of the bridge.
Kurgan, here. Just take your time and take a breath. You got this, and I'll cast guidance on you.
Okay. And what does that do for me?
You get a D4 on your next ability check.
Okay.
But I guess
Can I roll in athletics to try to make it across?
yes, certainly can.
Okay. And 23 plus 4.
You make it.
26 total.
You can describe how fucking cinematic and awesome it is. What you do.
Is the Halo music playing in the background?
Yeah. That's all I want. The Halo music just comes in somehow for some reason with that.
Stag starts playing it on his lute.
I'm gonna make
Extra guidance.
I'm gonna make a clip out of this. I'm gonna say Turgan, after failing a routine easy check and falling off of a imaginary platform, gets piercing damage, but seems to jump up, and in the most athletic fashion, Halo music in the background, run down and jump onto the pillar, accompanied with his floating guys. Flying statue. Okay. Turgan, you're in front of everyone. You see this large structure, and you see just at the corner of the structure a little light. You can make out sort of crack or hallway of some sorts. Again, there's nothing that you can see at the moment to walk on or to get you to that room through the crack or the crevice. There seems to be like a doorway, essentially, that you can see light flickering through.
All right. I'm going to try to get as close as I can to try to open it.
Your platform that you're on is a 4x4. It's just all you had was a connection. You can see where the bridge was because you had you failed your nature check, but you can see that the feathers are still blowing across that bridge. But you look out, there's nothing that seems to be there. It's just an open void. Feathers are just blowing restlessly.
Okay. Interesting.
Kurgan, do you want to fly too?
I do.
Alrighty.
There it is. Booterbot.
Wait. Hold on.
There, what is?
What level spell is this? Okay, yeah, I'll use a second level spell on you. I'll go to Turgan and I'll cast Levitate.
All right.
How many
That's
spell
in
slots did we
charge.
just use there?
I used 1 charge of my Das Loop.
Perfect.
Yes.
So Turgan
And now you are
levitates.
floating in the air, and I will pull you 20 feet closer towards me as I move forward towards that opening. And I'll deposit you, still levitating, on that platform.
Douche.
Okay.
Okay. I would have done wind
Checks.
checks and stuff, but since you guys are all levitating, you succeeded that little encounter area. Turgan, you jump down, float down, boom. Your friend seems to have helped you pass some definite damage. You enter this colossal chamber, and you can hear the howling winds in the back of the room. It seems to be emanating from a certain area. It's a long hallway, and there seem to be walls that are set up that are staggered through the room, and the wind's blowing from one general direction. and that's it. There seems to be light emanating from that general area as well.
But just for clarification, do we defeat the air elemental?
Yes, Turgan just
Okay.
destroyed it.
Yeah, I
Like-
kind of one shot.
Adam finally, you guys
I was
finally
trying to figure that
rolled
out.
more than a 5, but yeah, you one-shotted the hell out of him. Okay, gotta increase my I keep forgetting sometimes your levels, but not this encounter. Turgan, you see the wind is blowing, the light is flickering.
I don't know if I want to keep proceeding until everyone else catches up.
I'm waiting for you to clear the path with the small entrance before I could.
A 5x5 path leading into this room.
I mean,
How do I?
I'll follow Turgan in. I don't know.
Well, you gotta go in so I could go in behind you.
I would just
Sure.
go in? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll go in. That's fine.
Yep, and then I'll follow in behind you.
Okay. The wind is
Okay.
blowing very strong and very straight. There's no rattling of the wind. No, it's not. It's blowing directly into your eyes. It's making your clothes blow in the opposite direction straight. It's almost as if there's a large fan of some sort. And you see down the hallway, you see this large light flickering. I'm assuming you guys are just going to be walking towards the
Yeah.
Yeah.
towards it or floating towards it or however you're doing it. Are you still floating? Who's still flying?
All of us are, right?
I'm on the ground. I would have hopped off once we got inside here.
Okay.
Yeah,
my statue
I
is
still
still
have
floating.
cast on me, but like I'm on the ground most likely because of the confined space.
Okay. As you guys get towards the towards the middle of this chamber, let's pick this up. You can make out the statue for what it is. Stag, you're leading this charge, it looks like.
Sure.
With your freaking statue. Give me a perception check.
Okay, that is going to be a 12.
You see that the walls are covered in spikes,
Oh,
and you see that the light is flickering. And it seems to be that there's an orb in the same color as your ethereal crystal, rotating. And
I think there's some crystal ahead of us, boys.
Okay, cool.
Be ready.
we're ready.
I have. So we just careful with the spikes in the walls. I will send my statue floating all the way up towards the statue. Bring it next to it. See if anything happens as it approaches.
as the statue gets close to it, can you see
No, I can't see through it.
through it? No, right?
No.
So you can pretty much just see what it is that you have.
I'm just
Yeah,
seeing
there's-
if it's gonna like
Trigger any
Jumps.
trap type thing.
yeah.
Nothing that you can make out happens.
Okay.
That's different.
Then I'll slowly approach myself as I
Picks up, and the rotating orb is rotating quite quickly, emanating light and flickering, some sort of crystal.
does it look magical?
Sure. The orb? Yes.
Or the structure that
Give-
the orb is in.
Me an Arcana check. Definitely not normal.
A 10.
It seems to be a circulating orb emanating light and strong winds.
Perfect. Booter, what do you make of this? This looks like it has the crystal in it.
Can I do like an Arcana or investigation check or something?
You certainly can.
As you get closer, I'll slap you on the ass and give you guidance.
It's not an ass. It's more of just the backside of my metal exterior. But sure. I'm gonna
Clank.
roll. Clank. Oh, look at that! I got without guidance. Even I got a 23. So with guidance, I don't know. Call it 25.
Was that investigation?
Arcana.
You feel that there is a large amount of magic going on in this area. You can see that this orb is in the same shape as the crystals, or the same color, and it looks like it's going to be the same type of material, but a little bit more robust. It's like a larger, solid, maybe it might even be stronger type of crystal that you might have come across with that Arcana check. And since you are the
And
Sky Rider, no, you're the Yeah, you're the Skyrider. You recognize that the engine had 2 or 3 types of crystal holders or slots for use.
Got it. I'd say, yeah, we can definitely use these guys. This looks like we hit the mother load.
Finally, get him.
Yeah, agreed.
Um,
How do we break these crystals off, or are they like loose and able to be picked up?
who's grabbing it?
I'll have the little fart grab it, the statue.
As soon as you touch it, and sort of... Actually, as soon as you touch it, everyone roll me initiative. This is going to be the fight.
I got a 5.
Okay.
Stag got a dirty 20.
I got a 1.
Wow, Booterbot, you're terrible. A very powerful wind monster is going to come up. And it's going to say it's a massive wind elemental. Enormous wind elemental jumps up. And he's going to go, and the room, again, the walls now stick out all these spikes from every wall, every surface. Booterbot will play you, Aaron, don't worry. Adam, don't worry. And he's going to go at 7. Wow, these are terrible rolls the whole time.
Yeah,
Adam.
roll for me then.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry. We all
Okay,
we all have our lives.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so Adam's out. All right. The wind elemental, this massive being, is going to yell at you, Booterbot. It's going to say, "Kneel, mortals, or at least try not to trip on your cloaks and blow." Sorry, I just can't say blow without laughing too much. And it's going to swing at you with a... Actually, you know what? Fuck it. It's going to do its special attack here. It is each creature in the creature's space must do a DC strength saving throw. Everyone, Booterbot.
I can't roll for Turgan, so one of you guys can do that, but yeah, I'm happy to give direction.
Sure, I'll roll for Turgan. He...
I got a 15 on my strength save. It's actually better than normal.
See what his modifier is. Strength save, you said?
Yeah.
He has a plus 11. So add 10 to what you had, Booter.
He was
the
attacking. He was attacking Turgan, not me. Then yeah, I mean I had 15.
Never mind. Ignore me. Forgot Turgan goes way back there.
So what'd you guys get?
So
Turgan blows back 20 feet. And does that hit his... No, he's fine. Stat.
I need to roll strength save too?
Yeah, everyone in the vicinity.
Okay.
Within
I get
20
blown
feet.
back.
I could flash
Flash
of
of
genius
genius.
myself, so I'll do 19. That should save me.
The statue doesn't move. Chris, your stag gets moved back 20 feet into the sharp, spiky wall behind you, and it's
Go
going
sideways?
to take.
Cool.
He sort of does it in a circular fashion. 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
Oh, is this the one? Yeah. Booterbot, you're up.
All right. It really feels like the majority of the spell damage that I can do is thunder or lightning damage, so we're going to attack with the sword. And also I'm going to move up, position-wise. Actually, you know what's funny? You know the fastest way for me to pull up what the map looks like is looking at the Instagram stream here.
That's
Nice.
All right, so basically I want to be positioned next to him and close to any allies. And then I just want to attack with my sword.
Okay.
So it does 17 hit?
17 does not hit this one.
And then doing it again. That does not hit. That was a 12. All right. I whiff both my attacks and feel good about myself. Next person's turn.
So it would be Turgan's turn. He's pretty far away though, and he can rage. So he's raging. You're gonna need him
He's-
for this fight. So
He's gonna
Yeah.
rage. He's gonna dash. Yell.
He's going to charge right at this guy.
hilarious.
30 feet.
Okay. The wind elemental being is going to yell something to you along the lines of, "You call that an attack? I've sneezed harder winds than that." Looking at you, Booterbot. Chris,
That's
did you
fair.
go?
I mean,
I have
stumbled,
not.
So
Oh, it's your turn.
Okay.
I'll take my bonus action mockery.
Your free action.
Someone told me to do that once. Yeah.
Yes. Stag will pull himself off those spikes and step in between these pillars and play a little tune to cast a firebolt at this guy. On for a 25 to hit.
That hits.
that should hit.
Good damage for 21 fire damage.
Damn, son. And he is not. That's straight up damage.
Yeah.
This big
And
it erupts and you see the flames circle around this wind beast.
and my statue is going to turn and try and punch some of those flame swirls with its force empowered slam for my bonus action.
Nice.
Oh yeah, there you go. 21 to hit for decent for 11 force damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to come behind this wall, protect myself from the wind, and that's my turn.
Okay. Now it's the wind elemental's turn. It is going to target Booterbot, and it's going to use a wind blast. And it is going to attack you with a 19 plus a 16, which is a 35.
35 to hit or 35 to hit?
35 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You are going to... Wow, that's a lot of damage. But we made mistakes when we were doing things.
You're good.
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
3d12.
Oh, you're fine. That could be only a 3.
a 10 plus a so it's 21 plus that's 33 bludgeoning damage as this thing cracks you and it blows you 40 feet in the backwards, but you rest and your head bumps against the spike, not causing any damage.
All right. Ouch. That was spicy.
Actually, I made a mistake. You need to do a DC strength save, or you get blown back only 20 feet. Sorry about that.
Oh, well, I got a 20 on the strength save, so I'm not blown back at least.
Yeah, you're right there.
That's far. Nice.
Yeah. Good for you. See, that's how you make a mistake and say, my bad. Stag, you're up. Or no, Booterbot.
No,
You're right. It should be-
Turgan.
I'm going to rewrite it. Air, Turgan, Stag, Booter. There you go.
Okay. So Turgan is going to rush all the way up here, get right up in this
Nice.
bitch's face. And can he do his bonus action shoulder
Yep.
thing? He's going to do his bonus action shoulder attack. The plus 11. Jeez. Hold on. I'm going to do a custom roll. So plus 11. Oh, he'll be reckless on this.
Okay.
Because he's barbarian, I forget. Barbarians. So there you go. So he'd be at 18 plus 11 is whatever that is.
18 plus 11.
Hits. I'm rolling your damage. So he takes 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And that's Turgan.
Okay. Stag, you're up now. To get back on order.
All right. Stag will pop around the corner, blast another firebolt at this pool. Where's my firebolt? There you are. Oh, for a, you know what it is.
Okay.
A natural
28.
20. For, oh,
That's a
that's not
crit
that
one.
much. Yeah, it's a crit. So that's 36 points of fire damage.
Ooh.
How much?
That's
36.
Hell of a
Wow.
cantrip, though.
Yeah, a critted cantrip.
That's so much damage. I have to use a calculator to now add it all up. Wow.
And
Okay.
I'll roll my other attack, my statue popping. No, he's going to miss. That's an 11 to miss.
Yeah, that misses.
And that's it. I'm going to hop back behind the corner and be safe.
Booterbot, You are, I don't even know, are you levitating? You're levitating.
I'm flying, not levitating.
Oh, okay. Well, it's your turn.
Cool. Really does not feel like there's a whole lot I can do besides just continue to swing at this guy. So he is in, if I'm seeing the map correctly, he's like, his back is, there's a wall behind his back.
It's a large rectangular room. There are walls every now and then on the sides. He is separating you from the flotating crystal. Turgan is somehow closer to the crystal than you are, and yeah, so that might.
So behind him, well, so basically what I want
Behind him is a corner of the room.
I want to position myself so that I'm going to thunder wave him and try and slam him into the wall.
Okay.
And since the effect of thunder wave does not depend on the level, just the damage, right?
What damage type is it?
It's thunder damage.
Okay.
The level just determines the damage.
Yeah, so I'll do a rank 1 thunder wave and try and push him into the wall.
Okay.
So that does 8 damage.
It's
Okay.
a con save.
And it's a 16 con save, yeah.
For the
For the move.
okay.
On a failed save, he's pushed 10 feet away. On a successful save, he isn't pushed. Okay.
He gets a 5 con save.
Damn, well, that did not do anything. Did he take 8 damage?
He is going to take 8 damage, yes.
My
Very
statue.
Oh, it's halved because he's it's a
Man, I am crushing it today. All
My
right,
statue gets thrown the 15 feet though.
sweet.
Took that 8 damage.
Sorry.
It's all good.
He doesn't quite hit the wall though. It's the air guys now. He's going to look at you, Chris, and he's going to say, "Hold on to your spell slots. This is going to suck."
You can't even see me. Are you trying to suck me from around a corner?
Hold on to your
It's a new
spell
one.
slots. This is going to suck. Did you go, Chris?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I
you
crit.
ran away. That's right. Yes, you did crit. He's going to use his strongest spell called Call Storm. The elemental lord creates a storm, 120-foot radius centered on it. The area becomes difficult terrain for every creature other than the elemental lord, and each creature of the elemental's lord's choice, which is all of you, must make a DC 21 dexterity saving throw, taking 4d10 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a success.
Well, I'm gonna use my guardian armor again.
And it
Nope, both fails.
nice.
Yeah, I rolled 7, so that does not work.
This is gonna come down and hit you guys with, what is it, 4d? It's 4d. So that's 8, and so 17 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a, I think, I'm just going to roll for Turgan. He succeeds on his, no, he doesn't, he fails as well. I'll just keep track of how much damage it is. 17 damage, lightning damage for each one.
Okay.
The storm lasts 1 minute. As a bonus action, I can create lightning strikes with this storm. And that's his move. So
Okay.
17 damage to each one of you. It is now Turgan's turn. Probably
He's
not
gonna go
work.
ham. Turgan's going ham.
Okay.
You gotta do
Crit.
a yell like, yeah.
So each of these, this is first one. Gonna do advantage for first attack. So an 18 plus 11 is a lot. Advantage for the second attack is reckless. That will hit. Advantage for a shoulder attack. I'll roll all the damages in a moment.
Okay.
That's a 31 or 14, 25 to hit. Yeah.
That
So
hits.
2d12s and a d4 plus 21.
Forget how much math barbarians have in there. Do you think that they are not mathy, but boy, are they.
Okay, so it's plus 21. That's 35. I don't think that includes his rage damage.
Damn.
That's an extra What's his rage up to? It's a +3, so it's 35 plus 6 is 41 total piercing and slashing.
Leave.
Yeah, 14 slashing.
Oh, this guy's gonna yell, "That cut me deeper than a bard's breakup song." Booterbot.
Okay.
No,
the
no, I'm
storm's
sorry. I'm
still
sorry.
there?
No, I'm sorry.
No?
Sorry. It's Stag's turn.
No, bonus action, I'm going to smack him with my statue. Does a 16 hit him?
No.
Okay, so my statue misses. And then the stag from around the corner is going to start whispering, "Turn around every now and then I get a little bit lonely." He casts Dissonant Whispers. It needs to make me a wisdom saving throw. DC 16.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Damn you. So you
Yeah.
still take half damage, but you don't have anything else happen.
Okay.
So you
What's-
take 13 psychic damage.
13.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Booterbot.
Okay. So the storm is still around, right?
Yes. It lasts
okay.
a minute, which is like 10 turns.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on it.
Okay.
3rd level spell.
On the storm.
Yes.
Let's see it here. I will just say that it ends. That's fine.
All right. I mean, yeah, I use my whole turn. And then I will do Guardian Armor Defensive Field for a 3rd time. Fucking good thing I'm a fucking tanky ES. And yeah, I think that, like, other than that, maybe, probably it's just, like, good for me to still be, I'll just, like, move to where I'm protecting within 5 feet of one of the closest teammate, probably Turgan,
Okay.
protecting him.
So that's your turn?
Yep.
All right. Air guy. He's going to do his other one. Whirlwind. Each creature in the elemental's lord's space must make, which is essentially all of you except for Stag, must make a DC 21 dexterity saving throw. On a failure, you take 8 bludgeoning damage and you're flung. So Booterbot, good luck to you, sir.
Oh boy.
My statue fails. Turgan, it's what you said, dex
Yeah, I
saves?
got 8. You said how much is the save?
I love
Um,
that. 21 dexterity saving throw.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Turgan needs a crit in order to make it.
Yeah. I also needed to, and I did not.
Oh, Turgan got an 18.
But he's raged, though. He only takes half.
Oh, wait, does he get advantage because of dex saves?
Does he?
Barbarian? That he can see?
Wait, no, I can give him Flash of Genius. That puts him up to 22. Flash of
Right.
Genius.
Turgan succeeds.
Wow. So he only
But I'm about
takes
to get my fucking penance.
he only takes 47 divided by 2 damage.
47.
So I dig 47.
The
47
statue
bludgeoning.
just barely crumbles.
That's so hard.
I, like, you can feel that I am clearly distressed. Like, I've got my ass kicked.
I haven't laughed like that in a long time. Hey, listen, making it harder is more meaningful sometimes. That's his turn.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. He looks over at the Booterbot and he says, "Even hurricanes must nap, but I'll be back with snacks and vengeance." It's a terrible quote. Turgan's up.
All right. I'll do a bunch of rolls and then some math for you. So first,
47. I can't do those attacks anymore, though, by the way. Yeah, go ahead.
second is a natural 20.
Okay.
And third is a 26. Okay, so Barbarian natural 20 is just a normal double dice. Okay. All right, all 3 hit. So we got to do 1. There's the crit. There's that. Plus 27 to this number. 24 plus 27 is 50
Jesus Christ.
slashing and pierce.
I like
Wow.
doing like 65 damage a turn.
So how much did you do? 40, 51?
51 total.
Wow. Okay. All right. You feel, Turgan feels the force of this wind monster get a little bit less forceful. Something about the wind is not spinning as much. And it's all noticeable to everyone. Stag, you're up.
Stag is going to be very sad that a statue is not there. And then I'm going to cast a firebolt at this creature.
Okay.
Oh no, a natural one. It
Nice.
doesn't work.
Booterbot,
Eh,
jump out of the way. Give me a deck save.
What? Another
You're standing,
why am I
right?
needing another deck save?
Well, actually, no, that's direct. You don't have to aim with that, right? It just, or does it?
it's closer to hit Turgan.
Turgan, give Turgan a deck save.
Deck save? Okay. Oh, no, he got a 5.
It hits him.
Okay. Oh, Turgan, I'm sorry. I'm on low damage.
Where's Turgan at health wise?
Not bad.
Not bad.
I don't know. He did 11 fire damage for that.
Can we
Turgan-
like
Yeah,
look
I'm
up
gonna,
Turgan's health?
yes.
Are the 6 remaining or total?
I think total, but he's taken 11 from that, Chris,
He took 11 from that.
and he was at 52. Or no, that's 52 damage that he's taken so far, but he also took stuff earlier. Oh, Booterbot, I found you. I was like, where? I was trying to look your character up so I could trick you. He is not doing very well, guys.
Okay. Booter, are you really rough?
I have 33 health and I can
Yeah.
bid myself plus 12 one more time. I think he's a big priority.
I
all-
will, after I hit him, I will bonus action healing word on Turgan
Okay.
for 11 healing. So it gets back what I heard on him.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Booterbot,
So where's Turgan at now?
Turgan he's all right for now.
I guess the reason why I'm asking is because I could cure wounds him or cure wounds myself. I think I'll cure wounds him anyway. Let's just do that. So I'm going to do a cure wounds level 3 on Turgan.
Okay.
Because I am about to fucking leave him. So that comes out to 17.
Nice.
And then I am going to,
17 of healing. Okay.
and then I'm going to use my bonus action to Misty Step and then run around the wall to where Stag is. I'm doing like kind of both. Like a Misty Step and then a movement
Okay.
to get me there.
All right. The wind element is going
We
to
just leave Turgan out there by himself.
the wind element is going to multi-attack Turgan with 2 slams, and doesn't have a recharge on its whirlwind yet. His slam is a 34.
Yep,
Uh,
the
to hit.
87.
Sorry, 22 to hit. So 34 and 22.
Those hit Turgan.
3d12. Oh boy. Okay, so 3d12 coming at Turgan. That's 12. Wow. But it's bludgeoning, so it's half. Plus 9.
Gee. You roll so high on
40
the D12s every time.
Listen,
Man.
it's because I got that nice new. This one I got at Comic Con, by the way. It's nice crystal. That's 20 bludgeoning damage if you halved it. So
Who? Jesus Christ, man.
yeah, I know. I
Oh,
hope we don't kill
we-
him. But
We need to get Spencer different. The
Like
ones
it.
that are weighted to ones.
it's Turgan's turn, unfortunately, for the wind elemental. But the wind
All right.
elemental is going to yell at Turgan. He's going to say, "Oh, my non-existent wind kidneys."
Turgan's
Okay.
gonna look confused and growl. Okay, first attack. 18 plus. It hits.
It's
Oh yeah, 19 plus. So 1, 2, 3 plus 27. That's 23 plus 27. So that's 50 points of piercing and slashing.
50. This guy, the wind
Thank
seems
God.
to not be, it's not spinning at all. It's all over the place. Not doing very well. Stag, it's your turn.
Dag is going to do what he did last time. I'm going to use my spells. Cast a firebolt at it.
Nice.
Actually, no. Yes, because of level 12 stuff. So I'm gonna cast a firebolt at it.
Okay.
Come on. There you go. A 25 to hit.
That hits.
There you go. 24 fire damage.
Describe your kill, Chris.
So Stag is going to let out a little bit of fire from his flute, but he's also going to let out a little whisper. And before the firebolt hits this creature, a healing word is going to hit Turgan and say, "Rest, my child." And he's going to take 6 points of healing.
Okay.
And then this firebolt is going to start catching into all of the swirling wind, and the tornado turns into a firenado, and it slowly burns from the inside out, just like paper burning in the air. Is this elemental burns from the inside out?
And it puffs into a large cloud of smoke and disappears, leaving you this spinning orb in front of you. And as it disappears, it says one last thing, and it says, "Let's see if you can weather this." There's a
That
massive
was your best joke yet.
There's a massive crystal cube in the middle for you to take next time.
Roll high and subscribe.